Okay, so adding and subtracting rationals, we know that the big idea is a common denominator. Okay, I'm going to give you just an old numbers example from your elementary math and then rationals. Okay, so on this one, it has a bottom of 19, it has a bottom of 19. So I put them as 1 unit over 19. And then it would just be 7. So transferring that to rationals, if this unit and this unit both have the same bottom, I can make them 1 unit, 1 fraction, with a bottom of x plus 3, and then I get 16. Okay, now for this one, this has a 4 and this has a 12, so they're not the same. So I'm going to make them the same. So what can I make them both? A 12. So how do I make this a 12? Times it by 3. So I would times the top by 3. So now when I put them together, I would have a 9 plus a 1. This is the 9 plus 1, so 10 over 12.
Can't you simplify it?
I can, but I'm not going to here because when we go to rationals, we won't be simplifying anyway. So, okay, now rationals. What does that look like? So you always start with factoring what you can. So that one does factor. Can you give me them factors on it? And again, you should say, hey, I know that's a what style. Now I know what to do. That should always be going through your head. So boom, it's a difference of squares, x plus 3, x minus 3. Okay, so I'm going to look at them. Remember that they're 2 units. This is a unit, and I'm trying to put them together as 1 unit. So what denominator am I going to pick that I can fit them both into? I'm going to use an x plus 3 and an x plus, or x minus 3. Okay, does that make sense? Comparing it to this one, it's like saying I'm going to pick a 3 and a 4 in the bottom. Okay, you can ask yourself, can I fit this in here? Can I fit this into there? Does that make sense to you? You can fit that in there, you can fit that in there. Okay, look at this first unit. Does the bottom look the same as that bottom? No. What did you do to the bottom? You would have times it by a x minus 3. So if you do that to the bottom, you're going to have to do that to the top. Look at this unit and look at this unit. They are the same, right? So you don't have to do anything to the top. Okay, when I do this multiplying, do you understand it would be a distribution like that? So 4x subtract 12. 4x subtract 12. And then plus 5x. Then it would become 9x minus 12 over the common denominator. Okay, this is a number example. So what do you want to make as the denominator in the final unit? We're going to pick 28. Does that work? Okay, so what would I have to do to the bottom of this unit? Times by 4. So I'm going to have to times the top by 4, which makes a distribution on it.
4x plus 20.
Do you not have your notes page again? Unless I gave it to you yesterday. Okay, so 4x plus 20. 4x plus 20. Okay, what about this second unit? Look at the bottom, look at the new bottom. What did I do to it? Times by 7. Okay, this is what tricks people though. Okay, here's what I want to really make it look like. There's a negative involved here, and that negative is going to have to go through like so. So subtract 7x, subtract 21. This is what always tricks people, that second negative. Make sure you're always pushing that negative through. Okay, so final answer would be negative 3x. And what'd you get? Minus 1 over 28. Same. Always at the end, just make sure you just collect x's together, collect numbers together. Okay, convert this knowledge to that. So this is old numbers. Now, can you make it with rationals? Now we have variables on the bottom. So what do I all need in my bottom? I need the number x minus 4 in my bottom. X minus 4 is a number. And I need the number x plus 2 in the bottom. Okay, ask yourself, does this factor fit into that? Does this factor fit into that? You have to be able to fit it all in there. Just like how here, can I fit a 7 into a 28? Can I fit a 4 into a 28? Same idea. Okay, what did you do to this first unit then to change it to that? What happened to the bottom? From here to here. Multiplied by a x plus 2. So I'm going to multiply the top by x plus 2. Making 5x plus 10. Okay, here's the second unit. What did I do to the bottom? Second unit, x plus 4 or x minus 4. And again, I have a subtraction symbol to make sure that I'm putting through everything. So what do you get when you put that through? Negative 3x plus 12, right? I'm highlighting it because that's where I see the most mistakes on the test. Okay, final answer, just make the top combine, so you can put a 5x subtract 3x together. And then the numbers 10 plus 12 together. Okay, we're going to amp it up a notch. We got 2 more. We're going to amp them up. Okay, I need you to factor this and factor that, please. I'll let you do that on your own. They're both and then recognize the style. Simple trinomials, right? So give me the factors on it. Okay, did you get them right? Here's my factors. Good. Here's multiply 2, multiplies to -6, adds to -1. Multiplies to -12, adds to +1. Okay, what do I need in my denominator? Okay, so I'm going to need the number x minus 3 to be in there. I'm going to need the x minus 3 factored number in there. I'm going to need an x plus 2 factored number in there. And I'm going to need an x plus 4 number in there. Okay, this is a common mistake. Somebody putting an x minus 3 in there again. I don't need to. Ask yourself, does this fit in there? Does this fit in there? Okay. If you add another x minus 3, it's going to complicate things way too much. It'd be like me trying to put something like a 4 and a 6, and then I'm using like a 24. I don't need to. I can pick something smaller. I can pick 12. Okay, don't pick anything larger than you need to. So the smallest common denominator is that. Okay, ready? Look at this unit. Look at it now. What happened to the bottom? From this to this, what happened? There's a x plus 4 that I multiplied by, so I better also do that to the top. So 2x plus 8. Okay, second unit, look at its bottom, look at its new bottom. What happened to it? X plus 2. So x plus 2, I also need to multiply the top. So this would be plus 3x plus 6. Okay, last example. Now I got 3 going on. Three fractions. Okay, this one is already lowest. It's just x plus 4. That's just a factor. This one you need to factor. This one you need to factor. So remember, we actually have 5 styles now. We added one. Remember that we added a style of factoring. What was the name of that one we added? Negative out, because that's, do you understand that that's what it is? Negative out, difference of squares, if you're recognizing things. There's always those 5 in that chart to go back to.
How do you do the negative one again?
It's like a GCF, -1 bracket. And then tell me what letter you have now and what number you have now. It is a GCF. It's just with a -1 all the time. Okay, so this one, when I take the negative out, it becomes a positive x and a subtract 4. Would that work for you? Okay, that one is the one that's new, so that one's the one we have to pay attention to. Difference of squares, x plus 4, x minus 4. Okay, so let's talk about, this is the most important step here. What do we all need in our bottom? So I need an x plus 4 in there. I need an x minus 4 in there. And I need a negative 1. So you can always say, does it fit? Look at the first unit. Can I fit that bottom into that bottom? Yep. Can I fit this bottom? Can I put my finger on it here and my finger on it there? Does that work? Can I fit this? So can I put my finger on the factors and fingers on them? Does it all fit? Yeah. Okay, now let's talk about what happened. So what did you do to this to get to this? What happened to this bottom to get to this bottom? Timesed it by a negative 1 and by a x minus 4. What did you get from this bottom? So I'm going to look here. What's going on from this bottom to this bottom? It has that. It has that. So x plus 4 was the missing multiplier. I'm going to look at this bottom to this bottom. What happened to it? It had that, so this negative 1 didn't exist before. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say that this together is negative x. So negative x times x makes negative x squared. Negative x times negative 4 makes there's a lot of math in this unit. Remind me, I need to show you how to make sure you multiply 3 things together properly. Okay, this, make sure you're multiplying with a distribution of the negative. So subtract 4x, subtract 16. And then subtract 6. Oh. Okay, put it together what you can. And then leave the bottom as it is. So what does the top become? Negative x squared stays. What happens to those x's? Gone, yep, canceled, gone. And then minus 22. Okay, so when I say this unit is the most challenging for most people, there's a lot of math process, understanding the numbers, understanding what to do with numbers. I need to go over this because I'm frustrated. My grade 12 still don't understand this concept. What do you do in math when you have 3 things getting multiplied? Okay, what do you do in math when you have 3 things that get multiplied? I want you to think of it like this. Pick 2 of them to multiply. Just any 2. Which 2 do you want to multiply? These 2, these 2, these 2. I'm going to pick those 2. Is that okay with you? I'm going to do that. So x squared plus 3x minus 4. Okay, I foiled here if you wanted to know where I got that from. That's the OI, I just already put it together. Then, when you are done multiplying any 2, you multiply by the third item. Does that make sense? You finished your multiplying 2 things, and then you multiply it by the third thing. I get so many times people that multiply these 2 together and then those 2 together. It's like you're double multiplying it through. So think about somebody multiplying this. what would you do here? You would do, well, what's 2 times 3? 6. Then what's 6 times 4? 24. The people who are double multiplying are saying, well, 2 times 3 is 6 times 8, and they're getting the wrong answer. Okay, that's a lot of people's thinking. Make sure you multiply 2 things, boom, and then the third. So 2x cubed plus 6x squared minus 8x would be the answer. Okay? So there's going to be spots where you're running into 3 multipliers. Multiply 2, get that answer, then multiply it by the third item.